JFD, just fair and direct.
Okay, hello and good morning everyone. Welcome to JFD Traders Espresso with me, Darius Anucauskas. Today is the 4th of October, 2022. So yep, welcome everyone. Welcome to this Tuesday's morning session where we're going to have a very quick look at the markets, a few of the charts, the usual stuff. But before we do that, as always, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. So, the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation, should not be considered as such, and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, I'll give you a few seconds to read the rest and we can continue. Okay, so now then, also just before we jump into the charts, as always, a quick mentioning of our JFD YouTube channel, to which you can always subscribe to in order not to miss any of our upcoming videos, and of course our jfdbrokers.com website, which you can always check out for more information about us. Now, jumping into the charts, guys, the first one I want to pick up here is actually Nikkei 225, and look at the beautiful rebound we had. Look at the beautiful explosion we had to the upside. So yeah, everything's working out nicely here, I would say. Yesterday I was talking about this. I said that, look, if we pop above this 26,524 territory, then yeah, I'll go a little bit higher towards maybe that 21-day EMA or this 27,000 mark. And yep, we managed to kind of almost reach that psychological 27,000 mark. Just fell shy by a few points from reaching it, but to be honest, a good result here. Everything's kind of, working out according to the plan. I was talking about yesterday about that potential maybe a little correction here to the upside. I said yesterday that here, for example, with Nikkei, if we do push higher but we find resistance near this upside line, for underneath this upside line, then yeah, we could see another decline. But if we clear this, then well, this could open the door towards some higher levels, and this is what happened. Now, the ASX 200, guys, look at this explosion here to the upside. Now, this is kind of driven by the cash rate that the RBA came out with. So we had the RBA coming out and yes, they increased the interest rate, but not by the amount not by the amount of basis points that everybody was kind of expecting. So the previous number is at 2.35. The expectation was for a 2.85, so that's a 50 basis point increase. But the RBA came out with a 25 basis point increase, and yep, it brought it to 2.6. Now, that didn't really work well with the Australian dollar, but it sure worked well with the companies there, like, I mean, with the indices, with the index, Australian index. And look at this. I mean, I haven't looked at this for quite a while, as you can see by the arrows, but I think that, yeah, now it's time kind of to readjust some of these arrows. Basically what I'm saying here is that, look, we had a beautiful recovery here. This level, and by the way, I think I need to highlight this area, the lowest point of June, which provided fantastic support, and yeah, we rebounded from here, and look at the rebound we actually got. Now, this is quite a decent one. Now, of course, I'm going to keep an eye on this barrier here, the 6,694 area. It might provide good resistance. If it does, we might see maybe a bit of a retracement of some sort, maybe a little bit of a correction back down. Well, this is where you can actually apply your Fibonacci levels. And then, yeah, we could kind of go from there. Now, long story short, the moment, I would say, if you're looking for some lower levels again, then at least keep your eyes on this inside swing high of the 29th of September near the 6,573. If we drop and stay below it, then yeah, we'll go back to the downside. However, if you're looking for some higher levels at this point, well, this is the thing. I mean, you could keep an eye on this this idea area where I said that the 6,694 territory is something to keep an eye on, because if it provides a bit of resistance, then we might see a retracement back to the downside. So a little retracement could be possible. We could go a little bit lower. But if it does something like this, where it's going to find, let's say, support near that 6,000 or somewhere above that 6,573 territory, then we might see a nice rebound here and a push back to the upside. Now, if we clear this 6,894 territory straight away, then yes, of course, we're keeping an eye on that 6,700 level. And if we clear that one, then my next target is this downside line taken from the high of the 26th of August. The German index, DAX, guys. So here we have a nice rebound as well, and we're seeing here a nice recovery as well. So most likely we'll see a nice push further, a little bit north here. Now, if you remember, I talked about this, guys, as well as yesterday. I said that, look, I mean, maybe we'll get a nice rebound here, and if we do get that rebound, then keep your eyes on this area in between the 12, or actually around that 12,400 zone. So keep your eyes around there, because if we clear that and if we push through it, then yes, I'll go to the upside. But if we do get a hold up here, another decline like this could be possible. Looking at the cash index right now, you can see that we are very close to this area. So of course, that positive effect that we saw yesterday in the U.S. equities, so it's kind of pouring into the European session. And let's see when the European session will open up. Let's see where we will go further. To be honest, at the moment, I'm leaning towards further upside, but again, I'm going to keep an eye on that 12,400 zone. The cash index is currently sitting at around 12,384 zone, so basically not far from where we're not far from my target right now. Oh, by the way, I can see there in the chat room, Rudy, yep, good morning and happy Turnaround Tuesday. Yeah, definitely, for sure. Turnaround Tuesday. Well, I mean, of course, there's a lot of walking around, like a lot of naming days, so yeah, it's a good one. Yeah, it's for sure, it might end up being as a nice turnaround Tuesday. And if you remember, in September, I was talking about when we were declining, I said that, look, we will be getting into the holiday season right now. So basically, if you look at it this way, people still have cash. Still, there is some money out there. I mean, yes, the picture is getting gloomier, but still people do have money. And I think that some of the people do understand that the picture is getting gloomier, so it's kind of trying to maybe, it's to go with that sense of like we live only once, and that's why I think that maybe this year there still could get some decent kind of results from the retailers, so, but again, let's not over speculate on this. Let's see how that's going to play out. At the moment, I would say, if you're, if you think that this reversal here is strong, yes, I mean, it could end up being a strong one. Maybe it could end up being, on something interesting, maybe a little bit like going further into October, November. But I would say still, due to the unusual kind of times right now, and due to the yeah, Rudy, you only live once. Exactly, that's correct. That's what I'm talking about. Exactly. So those buyers. But what I'm trying to say here as well, that look, yes, there is some optimism right now in the air that like maybe this was the bottom, and in a way, I think that if you would leave the economy just running like this, I mean, I think that it could go higher. The indices could reverse back to the upside. But the only thing is, what you're battling here is the Fed, But of course, the Fed is how to say it, not to defend it, but it's like, they're trying to, you know, kind of push you down right now in order not to have a bigger collapse later on. So in a way, you can be mad at it, you cannot be mad at it. So, but it's just kind of like it doesn't. Of course, the rhetoric that comes out of the Fed, it doesn't really sound very pleasant, because it kind of means that, you know, we need more people unemployed, and we need more, like, you know, we need to cut your spending. Of course, on one hand, it's not really good, but on the other hand, hey, maybe in the long run, you know, it could work out better. Because look, I mean, if they wouldn't be doing anything, then, you know, we might have a bigger crash of some sort later on. So in order to maybe avoid that, you need to take steps right now. So again, there's like a lot we can probably debate on this a lot, and as many people there are in the world, I mean, that's how many opinions there are. So you will never have a clear, correct answer to all this. So that's the only thing we can do right now, is maybe try to play along, try to position ourselves correctly, and yeah. And this is where I'm trying to, and this is where I'm leaning to. That, like, for example, here on the DAX, yes, we're having that nice correction to the upside right now, a strong one. But let's say if it, you know, if it struggles with some of these barriers, and in general, if the market participants will see that it's not really, you know, like that positive and all, then we'll get another sell-off. So it's just a good way to, you know, jump in on a sell, press the sell button a little bit higher here. So like I said, I'm not trying to be very pessimistic here, no, but I'm just saying that just be careful in that sense. Because again, like, if you think that, you know, on one hand we have the holiday season coming up, on the other hand the Fed wants to take us down. So it's like, you know, you have to balance here a little bit. You should not forget from about one another. So you have to position yourself. So at this point I would say short-term trades, of course, are the more valuable ones. IBEX 35. So very quickly on that one, I haven't looked at this for quite a while, but basically last time I talked about this, I said that, look, this is the area that I was aiming for. We reached that. That was the lowest point of March. We managed to reach that area near the 7,273, 7,288. We got a hold up here. And then I said that, look, maybe we'll get a rebound and I'll get a little bit more excited with the upside if we push back above this 7,448. We've pushed back above it, so I'm getting a little bit more on the positive side. However, I'm going to be very careful around somewhere here. I think I need to mark this one as well in this chart here. There we go. So this area here, and that's what I'm going to be keeping an eye on. If we do find a good hold up around here, maybe another decline here could be possible. NASDAQ. So, okay, so the falling channel is still kind of playing out. And look at this. I mean, I was talking about this. Let's say, keep your eyes on the lower side of the falling channel. And there we go. We managed to kind of get a hold up here. We managed to rebound from it, and we're pushing back above this 11,170 zone. What I said to you yesterday, I said that if we climb back above this, I'll aim for a little bit higher, but only up until this 11,500 zone. And yeah, great. We've managed to climb above that 11,170 zone. So what's next? What's next is that we could yeah, like I said, my target now is this 11,500 zone. The cash index right now is sitting at around 11,350. So basically, we're on the right track. If we do fall back below this 11,170, then, well, this is where I'm gonna take a bit of a cautious approach. Dow Jones Industrial Average, boom, explosion, nice explosion to the upside. Okay, I think I need to adjust a few levels here. I mean, this is okay. We got a hold up, I would say, near this whole area. It's not really beautiful or anything, but yeah, we got a hold up there. But let me just adjust a few things here and there. I think this is, yep, this is the important level, this inside swing high of the 1st of October, or yeah, the 1st of October of I think, yeah, the highest point of October of 2020. That's where we found support at the end of September. I think I need to adjust these levels here. Yeah, I think that's going to be the case. So okay, Now then, if we I think I'm stalling. This is me being a person who cannot do two things at the same time. Anyway, right, basically, look, what I was talking about previously. I said that if we do retrace from, from around here somewhere, then I'm keeping an eye on this hurdle, this 29,653. Yesterday, in one go, we managed to reach that area. So basically now I am kind of, considering this scenario still. But to be honest, if we take a look at the cash index, we'll see that we are pushing further north. So basically this level, I think this is now acting as a nice barrier. So this 29,653 territory, we are now pushing through it. So basically at the moment I would say this way: as long as we stay above it, I'm going to aim for a larger correction to the upside towards that downside line. If we do drop back below it, then I'll consider this a move back to the downside. DXY, the dollar index, very quickly. So yeah, we're drifting further south. Everything's fine. We're getting closer to that 21-day EMA. Everything's, like I said, everything's well, because I've talked about this hurdle here, the 112.56. I said that if we drop below it, then I'll aim for that 21-day EMA initially. But now if we clear this 21-day EMA, my next target is this upside support line taken from the low 11th of August. Now gold, boom. Gold had a great reversal. Look, yesterday I talked about this. We were still hanging somewhere around here. I said that if we stay above the 1660 territory, I'll go higher. I'll go higher. I'll aim for the 21-day EMA again, then for that 1689 level again. If we clear that, then my next target is this downside line taken from the high of the 8th of March. And then we'll take it from there, because what I want to see, if it's going to happen or not, is this. So will we get a hold up near this downside line or not? If we can get a hold up, then yes, it could lead to a nice, beautiful decline again. I think this arrow has to go. It will go somewhere from around here, because if we look at some higher levels, then I would say I need to see a push somewhere above this barrier, this 1735. Again, like I said, don't get me wrong. I mean, I'll start looking at some higher levels if we do break this downside line, but this is the level just to be a little bit more on the careful side, and blah, blah, blah. But again, for now, I would say I'm aiming still for this downside line. Let's see if we can reach that. If we can reach that, then my question is, can we get a hold up here? If we can, then I'm expecting maybe a bit of a retracement, maybe back down towards that 21-day EMA. But let's see. WTI oil very quickly on that one, so pushing nicely to the upside. Okay, beautiful rebound from here, from the 79.45 level. Great. We're getting higher. We reached we've cleared this level. The one yesterday I talked about this 82.12. Sorry, 82.11. I said if we clear this, then yeah, I'll go to the upside. I'll aim for that that 21-day EMA and maybe this downside line. So what you want to do now is just see if you've missed this move, then I would say leave it, keep it as it is. At the moment, I just observe the price action, because if we start clearing this downside line and we stay above it, great. We could go higher. We could go towards that 90.17 level, or even that 200 and the 100-day EMA, because I think that this would be my preferred scenario to aim for these two EMAs. But again, let's wait and see. For the downside, I need to see a drop back below the 79.45 level, and then we could go back to the downside. Bitcoin Cash. Okay, I do like to look at this one sometimes. It sometimes presents itself with nice opportunities, but for now, I want to remove all the drawings and basically just focus on one little thing, that we are currently getting into a squeeze. So, we're getting into a squeeze. We're getting kind of nicely squeezed. I mean, I'm repeating myself again, but look, eventually it could present itself with a nice opportunity. Whenever we get something like that, of course, we're hoping maybe for a bigger blast of some sort, like an explosion to the upside, or maybe a huge decline to the downside. A huge decline, yeah, but look, also what we were having previously, so those like falls breakouts, so you have to kind of keep that in mind as well, because lately those have been showing up a lot. So for example here, if let's say we do break to the downside, yes, we could go lower, but then we have this little obstacle, the 95.15, which is the lowest point of July, which could also provide a good support. And for example, can you imagine if you're a bear and you're thinking, oh great, we know we're exploding, we're dropping here nicely, and then it could be all the way down, but then actually it finds good support near this lowest point of July, and then creates a double bottom here, and then reverses and pushes back to the upside. So we've had these scenarios before, so be very careful. For now, just wait and see. AUD and ZD. Oh, sorry, AUD USD. So, of course, as I mentioned before, that the Australian dollar did decline on the news that the RBA didn't really increase the rate by as much. However, that is now playing well with the traders, because in a way I think that everybody is picking up on the fact that we're having DXY, which is sliding, and we're having the indices rising. So basically these commodity-linked currencies like AUD and NZD are playing well when the market is playing well. So that's why I would say right now, be very careful. Yes, the indices are pushing higher. Yes, the RBA didn't come out with great news or anything, but we could see actually some more push to the upside. And for this, I think I want to get rid of everything and start a little bit fresh, because I think that it would be easier this way, and I think it will be more logical this way. So we'll draw this downside line taken from the high of the 15th of August. So the short-term tentative downside resistance line. So don't forget that it's a tentative one, because again it only has 2 touches, so it might not carry any weight. Now, one thing that's carrying some weight is that we found some support near the 0.6363 territory. But also we found good support near this 0.6391 zone. But of course, what everybody's watching right now from the shorter term perspective is something around here. So roughly around here, roughly around that 0.6521 zone. If we clear that, then yes, we could go a little bit higher. We could go towards that 21-day EMA or even this downside line. But that's what I'm saying is, for now, be very careful. If we do clear this, my next target is the 21-day EMA. AUD-CHF. So, fantastically beautiful reversal yesterday. I mean, I haven't looked at this pair for quite a while, but that's why I'm going to remove all the drawings and start fresh. So we had a beautiful hold up here near the 0.6306 territory. We didn't even reach the 0.63 zone, or not zone, but level, and then we reversed sharply to the upside. Now we reached the 21-day EMA. We found a good hold up around here near the 0.6476. If we want to go higher, I need to see a clear break through this. If we don't get that clear break, I'm not really doing much here with the upside. At the moment, just observing. And if we do clear this, then my next target is the 0.6532 area, approximately around here. With the downside, ideally, I would like to see a drop back below the 0.6306. However, I get it, we're missing out on a bit of territory right here, but don't forget that, for example, we could see a decline. We could see, something like this happening, where it could, correct back down, maybe even I would say test this little hurdle here, the 0.6364, and then kind of, push back down. But if we do actually drop below this, then this is where I'm going to start leaning a little bit more towards the downside. As I said before, I'm more comfortable from here, from this lowest point of September. But if we do get this, we start to see a push below this area, below the 0.6364, then yes, I will get a little bit more excited with the downside. But yeah, keep your eyes on that 0.6476 level right here. USD JPY, still watching. Again, I'm not going to really talk too much about it, because I think I'm gonna just spend my time here on this. You've seen my previous videos. I mean, I hope you've seen my previous videos. I talked a lot about this. I'm just waiting for this range to break. Although it seems that we should have already, moved higher, but again, at the moment, guys, it's a difficult one. It's like we have a dollar which is a little bit on the weaker side, and we have some. We don't have much yen buying right now as well, so So yeah, it's kind of the two weak safe havens right now are trying to battle it out. GBP USD. So of course the big kind of lately has the British government is in the news with all the tax cuts. So like initially they impose a tax cut, then they don't impose a tax cut. So okay, they're nice, beautiful manipulation with the pound. So beautiful, great. If you manage to capture all this, congratulations. If you're on the wrong side, don't kind of kick yourself too much, because again, you've just managed to capture. If you were on the wrong side of any of the pound trades, like I said, don't kick yourself over this, because it's an unusual one, and that's why it's a little bit it's either whenever you get something like that, you need to kind of either stay away, either go in with the amount that you're willing to lose. That's pretty straightforward in general. That's the main rule, guys. But hey, but anyway, what I was talking about yesterday here, I said that, look, I mean, if you push above this 1.1240 zone, then yes, I'll go a little bit higher towards that, that 1.1414 level. And, well, everything's working out perfectly. Now, what I'm hoping is to see here is maybe a little hold up around here. To see a little hold up here, and then maybe a little bit of retracement back to the downside, and to see something like this. So, but again, at the moment, to be honest, I'm quite amazed, but I'm just observing right now, and let's see if we can get a little hold up near this 1.1414, and then maybe like do something like that. GPCHF, this one's a monster as well, and look at this beautiful reversal from 1.01 back to 1.12. I mean, talk about manipulation. I mean, this is just insane. So we've cleared this downside line. We've cleared all my levels. I talked about this. I said that, look, if we push above the 1.0815, I will go higher. I'll aim for that 21-day EMA. I'll aim for that 1.10 zone and this downside line. It all managed to work out perfectly. Question: what to do next? At the moment, if you just go purely from what we see here, then I would say upside, because we have ourselves a break of this downside line. We're trading comfortably above this steep upside line, so everything's looking quite nice here for the buyers. However, of course, as you understand, we're quite overstretched here to the upside. In a very short period of time, we traveled a lot, so maybe a bit of retracement could be possible here. But at the moment, I would say if we didn't get that signal, and if you're looking for some lower levels, much lower levels, then yeah, drop back below this 21-day EMA and this 1.10 zone would be needed. At the moment, it's just kind of to the upside, but I wouldn't do anything here right now, because personally, I don't like these. I mean, I don't like to chase the maybe that's it. Maybe that's where it's going to end, and then it's going to drift lower. And I've been in these scenarios where you think that you're capturing the trend. Yes, you can capture the trend still. It could still go higher, but at the same time, at this point, we are quite overstretched. So maybe a retracement here could be possible as well. So just kind of try to avoid these scenarios. GBP Aussies, similar story. Again, to be honest, not much to talk about. They're all going to be like that. Just the level of kind of explosion to the upside is different. But hey, here I was talking about this previously. I said that, look, a push above this 1.7215. If we clear that, I'll go higher. My next target is the 200-day EMA together with that 1.7653 level. Well, so far so good. For the downside, I need to see a drop back below the 1.7132, 33 territory right here, and then we could go to the downside. GBP JPY also, I mean, beautiful V-shaped recovery. I haven't looked at this pair for quite a while. Let me get rid of this. So basically we can say one thing, that first of all, I will draw something like this. So we might be stuck here in a bit of a range. Again, something like that, I would say, but not maybe an ideal range here, but something, if we can call this something like that. But anyway, so after we found support near this 148.84 level, we started picking up the pace, and look, we moved above this 155.61 level. Great. We moved higher. We went back to this 200-day EMA. We cleared all the EMAs, and we're now just pushing higher. The only thing is, again, as I said before, I will be very careful because, well, we're approaching this key. We've already approached this key resistance level, which actually is doing a nice job right now. This 164.31 and 164.44, in between these two levels, we're currently getting a hold of. So basically, I would say I would really personally, I would like to see maybe a little retracement here back to the downside towards the 100-day EMA or something like that. Because if if we put a Fibonacci here, ideally, then well, this is where it could end up going. However, let's not rush. Let's see how this is going to play out. But at the moment, yeah, it is how it is. I'm just observing this one. I'm waiting to see if we can get a stronger hold up near this area right here where we're currently sitting at, and if we can, then yeah, I'll aim for a little correction to the downside. EURUSD very quickly on that one. Also a good push to the upside above the 0.9746. I talked about this previously. 0.9712. I mean, we cleared that initially. Then we're pushing above the 0.9746. So basically, I think this adjustments have to be made here as well, because haven't looked at this for quite a while. Apologies for that, guys. Apologies for going blank a little bit. Quiet there. Yeah, my voice is going down a little. Just bear with me and let me have a drink of water. Okay, so I think I need to start, having these singing practices before my videos, in order, like the singers do, where they clear up their throat before going live. But I think, yeah, that's a good thing to do, I think. But anyway, guys, coming back to this. Look, we've managed to nicely clear this area right here, this key resistance barrier near the 0.9712. So as long as we stay above it, my next target is the 100-day EMA together with the 0.9866 level. So at the moment, that's what I'm aiming for. If we want to go lower, if we want to consider maybe a move back to the downside, maybe a drop somewhere below the 0.9525 level could be ideal. EURUSD. So, talk about a roller coaster ride. And look, I mean, I talked about this pair previously. I said that if we've managed to clear this 1.7367 level, great. I said what I said before as well, that if we drift higher, we clear this, but then let's say if we correct back down due to the fact that we have had already quite a steep up move, but we get a hold up somewhere near this area, then we might see a nice rebound. However, if we start dropping below this, then I'll go to the downside. Well, the idea kind of worked out nicely. So we're still going lower, and to be honest, I'm aiming for that larger correction here to the downside towards this upside support line here from the low, the 25th of August. And finally, EURUSD. So this one's a little bit tricky. So I'm still considering the same kind of idea, where let's say if we do push above the 0.9864 territory, then I'll go to the upside. But this move upside would be classed as a temporary correction before another possible leg of selling. So basically, I'm only aiming for this downside line. For the downside, like let's say if we do continue to get a hold up somewhere around here, I would say a drop below the 0.9733 territory would be nice in order to go back lower. At the moment, I'm just observing this one. I'm cautiously bullish, yep. I'm cautiously bullish, but yeah, I need that confirmation break. Nothing else, guys. So that's it for this session. I really hope you found it useful. Thank you very much for watching and listening. Guys, I really appreciate your time, your views, your likes, your comments. I really appreciate all that. So thank you very much. If you want to catch me tomorrow morning, as always, in my Traders Espresso, that's 6 o'clock GMT time. For now, have a wonderful trading day. Stay safe, have your stop losses in place, and everything will be fine. Thank you very much, and bye-bye.